Dogs are farting. Jesus, guys.
I'll be sure to scream next time.
Hi. Welcome to tonight's game, where things happen and the DM is always prepared and never doing anything at the last second. Shut up.
It's hard to sound professional with all the green penises in the background. Not trying to take away from the ambiance, but
I can't quite reach one. It's a little off camera. So, previously, the party found themselves up against this barrier surrounding the city of Felbar, and then we immediately lost Drew.
No, I'm still here. Just my camera's really finicky.
Ah.
Like if you touch it, if you move it too hard, it shuts off.
I'm that way too.
Damn it!
I gotta be fast.
Shit.
Tried a few things. Did some magic inspection. After a bit of discussion, Dadrios decided to do his best to earn the favor of his god, knowing that the coolness factor is heavily considered in his religion.
It was a valid attempt.
It was a valid attempt. He mounted up.
I feel kind of bad about wasting the bottle of lightning, but
mounted up on his polar bear, was made enlarged by the druid, charged at the gate. That too. Charged the barrier, and with a flaming sword and a shattering bottle of chain lightning busted upon the barrier, struck down, and even though he did earn several cool points, was not quite enough to earn the divine intervention to break the barrier. It did, however, the resulting lightning did electrocute the bejesus out of a dwarf down in the canyon named Yarform Greyhorn, who was, after some introductions and a little bit of healing and a bit of a fried beard, told you a bit about himself and what was going on in the city, and let you know of a tunnel a large worm had created under the city he had been using to try to smuggle people out. The party made their way very quietly through the tunnel, managing to slip by without gaining the attention of this seemingly massive worm that had made the tunnel. Then, upon exiting, found themselves in kind of a basement with a bit of a ragtag group of leftover paladins and civilians, where Dadrios found his sister leading the group and kind of keeping everything together. A bit of discussion, you all learned that Dadrios' father, as well as the lady mage from Silvermoon, seem to have made their way to the guild hall and never returned. Slorth came up with the idea to use the city's waterway and sewage system to maybe sneak into the guild hall. But to do so, he's going to need a map, because apparently the layout, just from speaking to the paladins, seems to be a little complicated. Ferreting up, or weaseling up, I suppose, along with the help of his invisible rogue, while Aisling attempted to keep spirits high down in the basement. Rygnerik and Slorth snuck their way towards this other water processing facility that should have a map in it, said to be the main larger facility. Ran into a couple of guards, which they met, these kind of void-eyed paladins, which they managed to avoid. Ran into another Mr. Friendly they found standing there kind of on a post with his normal disturbing grin. Deciding to go around that, discovered two more of these paladins guarding a door. Curiosity taking over, you made your way up into the second story of that window, which seemed to set off some type of magical alarm, immediately alerting the ones guarding it. But not before making your escape, you saw what looked like 15 barrels of something that smelled like the dynamite you guys had previously. You make your way back out the window and quickly away, and behind Mr. Friendly, managed to remain uncaught. as you're currently about 2 stealth rolls away from the location of the other building. Slorth and Rygnerik, are you continuing to sneak? What are you doing?
Yeah.
But we don't have a map of the city, do we?
You do not.
Okay.
But we did ask them for directions to where we're going.
Yeah,
so.
you know...
I was just talking for spatial reference as to where the bombs are in relation to where everyone's hunkered down, I guess.
You know, you only have a verbal description of the layout of the city from point A to point B. You two especially don't know really what the layout of the rest of the city is. You know it's about a third the way between A and B.
Okay. Is there anything distinguishing about the house so you can remember, hey, it's that one?
It does seem to be, as you're kind of retreating away, you both kind of scope it up and down, take a look at it. All the buildings are pretty, with this stone dwarven architecture, they all look pretty sturdy as is. This one seems to have a little more metal around the reinforcing, and you notice the door that the 2 paladins were at seems a little thicker and heavier than the others. You feel confident you could spot the building again if you wanted to.
It doesn't have like a... Sorry, go ahead.
Are there like street signs or anything?
Make a perception check.
Does the building have a label?
You never really got a good look at the front of the building. You kind of came in from the side and alley and then went away from it, with the front being kind of over here. What was that perception?
20.
Okay, yeah, you can both tell. Rygnerik, can you read Dwarvish?
Yes.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you can both, even with the kind of unusual characters of the Dwarven language, both of you are able to read them just fine. Yeah, there do seem to be, they're not like poles, they're actually, as you kind of reach a corner, you look at the side of the building, and they actually are engraved into the corners of each building as you're going around. And you notice the pattern seems to be, like the names, it's not like Johnson Street, it's more like, it doesn't perfectly translate into common, but it basically says like 17A, and you go to the next one and it's like 18A, and it's of that nature. So it seems to be...
What was the address on this one?
That one would be... I'm going to say just... You didn't actually see the address on this building, but just due to the organization of the city itself, and you kind of look at that building and the next building and kind of estimate backwards, you are looking at 14X.
14X. 14X.
Is your guess, at least. But you think it's either that or at least one or two within that kind of grid.
Or Sausage Street.
I'm writing it down as 14X-ish.
Yeah. Yeah, you're pretty sure it's 14X-ish. Dadrios. You're speaking, and we'll return to sneaking in a moment. You're speaking with your sister, and you can still feel, I guess you could feel it, hear Aisling playing her dulcimer in the background, and really, she's got a little crowd around her. The kids are being highly entertained by the talking dog and the little talking lizard person. Kantros is kind of mostly sitting there uncomfortably, but seems to be enjoying the music at least.
Sipping his cup in the corner.
Yeah, kind of. He
It's
feels...
milk.
You can... Anyone who glances over at him definitely notices he feels kind of out of place. This is definitely not his scene or his adventure, but he's like, well, I'm here anyway, so he's doing his best. He's had a hard month.
One thing, yeah, he has, fair. I want to make note of all the trees I pass by.
Okay.
Just mental note of trees nearing the house, or I'm sorry, the area we came out of, just along the path.
Okay.
Because the reason is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, continue.
If shit goes bad and I need a tree stride, like my way back, I mean, it's any trees within 500 feet of the last tree. So
Sure.
I'm trying to see if there's enough trees for me to just get one stride, zoop, 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 or I have to like stride the like.
Hoof it for a block. Okay. Yeah, you can do that easily enough. Make a perception check to see if you can see something in addition to that.
Okay.
Give you a chance at bonus
plastic.
info.
Fuck me.
Was that a 12?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you do see several trees scattered throughout the city. Where you are currently, these trees look mostly decorative. I mean, like, they're real trees, but they're not like, you don't see like a patch of trees. You see like a nice tree with like, you know, a little sitting bench in front of it, and it's got like that little circular with the grate around the bottom of it, and it's obviously dirt under the grate where it's growing out of. But yeah, you do see kind of one here, one there, one up there. There are scattered decorative trees throughout the city.
Okay. I guess kind of what I'm trying to see is the way I envision tree stride working is it says like you automatically know all the trees within 500 feet. In my head, it comes out like a radar blip of the trees. So I'm trying to like memorize the patterns, like here, 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 here.
Yeah, you're able to do that easily enough.
If I'm just seeing that, I'll know that I can lightning striker my way over there.
Yeah, you're able to see. There's not a they're kind of randomly placed, but you get a pretty good idea of, like, okay, I know there's one there, one back there, one about 200 feet this way. You get a pretty good vibe of the area.
That perception check was sight, or wouldn't be hearing or smell?
It'd be strictly sight, no.
Okay, just making sure. His little weasel gets advantage on the other ones.
So, and we're going to kind of jump back and forth between the two groups here. Dadrios, you're talking to your sister, and last time, if you remember, she had mentioned to you she had been having dreams similar to yours, and mentioned she also had another type of dream where she felt Seraviv trying to break through this like almost net of crows to reach her, but couldn't. She says to you, she's like, I have a bit of an idea if you want to try something crazy.
I mean, that is your style, and I'm down for it. You've got an idea.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Exactly.
Don't even know it yet.
So, I've no idea if this is going to work. We could just sit here looking like dumbasses for all I know, but I've been able to kind of revisit these dreams through meditation, or maybe I'm just passing out, who knows. But I wanted to know if you wanted to try meditating with me, because I feel like maybe I can communicate past this barrier, but alone I'm not strong enough. But I thought, hell, it's worth a shot, right?
I think that's kind of funny because I remember a few sessions ago, I'm like, what if dreams were multiplayer? But jumping back in now, like, yeah, that could work. I do have a few questions before we jump in, though.
Sure. What questions?
So with how long y'all have been here?
I'm gonna say y'all, no matter what universe we're in. Just,
yeah, really though.
I cannot un-y'all my brain.
Yeah, y'all.
And then Liz dies. You okay?
No, I just dropped my phone.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Okay. So, for example, did you know that there were 4 guards across the bridge?
Yeah, from what we can tell, they seem to rotate about every 12 hours.
Okay. I guess, has any of the paladins, have those guards been killed before?
I mean, not that I know of. I've been forced to take out a couple of the other paladins, and at first we tried to recover the bodies, but we haven't, been able to recover all of them, and the puppets and the paladins just kind of, when we're not there, sweep in and, I guess, dispose of them. They don't seem too concerned when we take one out.
Okay. And then, I guess, follow-up question on that. Has anyone that you've killed come back?
Like, how you mean? Yeah. No, but she kind of leans her head and pulls her armor to the side a little bit, and you can see what looks like a large scar right here. And she's like, I have once. And so when we have to take them out, if we're able to take the bodies back, we destroy the bodies afterwards.
Because, yeah, it was kind of funny when I came back and you had thought I had died, and yeah, same.
It certainly felt like dying.
Yeah. And I guess...
As for the bodies that the enemy recovers, I don't know.
Okay. And then, in that case, I think I have one more question. I guess you had talked earlier about getting people out of the city. Is there a place outside of the city that they go once they've been rescued have been difficult?
We've been sending a few to... Oh, I gotta look at my lap because I can't remember the name of this town. Give me one sec. This one? Hold on one second. Where are you? What part of the map am I on? Yes, we've totally been sending them to this town.
Is that a map of EverQuest?
I definitely... Okay. She's like, yeah, the ones we've been sending to Sundabar. We don't... It's not normally the best place for people, but a lot of the non-paladins making it all the way to Silvery Moon seems to be a bit of a long trek for them, and we have an informant in Sundabar that said that they would allow us to trickle some citizens in. I assume they made it.
Gee, that's nice of them. You can trickle some people in your crumbled, dead, dying city that's being, systematically destroyed. Yeah, we'll take a couple. Remind me to send Sundabar a thank you card.
Dadrios, just because they're your neighbors, Sundabar is a very kind of military fortress, unfriendly city. Kind of like how your city is well fortified. So is theirs, but they're not as friendly.
I guess when you don't really have a lot of options.
Yeah, I mean, any other direction we send them is even more dangerous, so it's kind of what we've been doing.
Probably have us owe them something later.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all. If any of us are alive at the end of this, I'm sure they will hold this over our heads for forever.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I got right now. Try your idea.
Okay. She kind of looks around for a sec and kind of cleans his face on the floor and kicks one of the other paladins. She's like, "Move." She's like, "Oh, sorry."
Grabs the Ethernet cable.
Yeah. Yeah. You both grab your Game Boys and the link cable. And she kind of settles down on the ground and she kind of sits in kind of a meditative stance. She's like, "Okay, so, and you've meditated before. You're not unfamiliar with it." She's like, "Pretty much, I guess, what I've been doing is just kind of putting myself in a trance and praying and eventually I get these kind of visions and flashes. If you want to sit in front of me, I figured if we both try that, maybe
Do it
something
in your
will happen.
chair.
Yeah,
Do
I
it
was
in
gonna
your
say, yeah,
chair.
let's flip up the chairs and
Whips
Yeah.
out the chair. She sits backwards.
Is hers like more innate than his?
probably.
So, you have a wooden chair. She actually has like a metal chair with gold rivets in it. She kind of puts it down with a clank, sits backwards, leans on it.
Aw.
Typical.
So y'all both kind of sit and both kind of close your eyes. She's like, no, it might take a minute, or it might nothing happen, but okay, here we go. You both kind of close your eyes.
Wait,
And
If
Yeah.
this doesn't work, would it hurt to have more people praying, or do you think it would only work with a small number of people?
I've actually tried this with a couple of the other paladins, and I
Wow.
found their presence actually kind of fuddled mine. But I figured if anyone's on the same page as me, it'd be you. So you both kind of settle in and close your eyes and take a deep breath and
Get into the slipstream with each other.
kind of and
See you in the drift.
drift together on your Jaegers and
The whole mountain stands up, starts punching the bad guys.
oh, why didn't I write that? That's cool.
Yeah, now let's go fight the Leviathan with that mountain.
So you two both kind of settle in for a moment and seems to take a little while. Aisling, are you just playing, or is there something else you want to do while you're in there?
I think she's me.
She muted. Still with us, Aisling?
2 mutes for yes, 1 mute for there she is.
Sorry, I muted because I was doing some laundry.
You're fine.
I didn't want to noise. No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm doing my thing.
And you can, Dadrios, you kind of listen, and the music she's playing actually almost like she was in tune with you too. Her playing naturally switches from this kind of upbeat, encouraging tone to an almost melodic kind of like what's playing in the background right now. This very kind of soothing tone, and you feel it help kind of center in your concentration. You two city boys, give me another, while they're concentrating, give me another stealth roll.
So, and it's plus 10 for the
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you should. You're pass without a trade up still.
34.
Yeah. Constant state of super stealth.
Okay.
Hold on, coming.
Alright.
Hey, 29.
No problem. Yeah, just the only even visible cue is this, little weasel up against a building, kind of. And not only
No.
are you,
No, he's like Splinter Cell, like
yeah, just
moving.
cronking it across. Yeah, you both feel pretty confident you can't be seen, especially that natural one. So you continue down the next block, and you see, you do see kind of 2 guards walking your direction. You both kind of get behind a building and actually sit there and wait for them to pass, kind of check and continue on. The city is definitely empty of any kind of civilians or anything like that. You see off in the distance, kind of a few streets down, another one of those Mr. Friendly puppets just kind of... This one is actually standing there, and his head is doing this, and just all the way around back to the front, and just kind of a slow, like, century rotation.
That just sounds like stone grinding or like something just really not fun.
Kinda, yeah.
Any differences in these ones? Is like one wearing like a pinstripe suit and one wearing like a floral pattern, or are they all just the exact same cookie cutters?
They are all wearing the exact same clothes as the one you fought on the cliffside. They appear to be, cookie cuttered.
At some point we need to find out if they share a hive mind and be like, so how was the sun, huh? Was it illuminating?
It was very warm and nice, thank you.
We loved it.
Now we can use its powers!
The only thing stopping us.
Yeah, ultimately taking over the sun was our end goal anyways, I think.
Yeah.
We were trying to catapult one of our
Yeah.
friendlies up there.
We've been trying to figure out this whole time how to get a Mr. Friendly to the sun, but now our master plan. All right. So y'all managed to sneak the second third of at least what you can estimate how long this trip is going to be without any issue. Give me one more stealth check for the final length.
Whammies, no whammies.
37.
Is that 17 included the plus 10? Slorth?
It's 25 is my total.
Okay.
Wait, you get advantage, right? I'm assisting you.
No, but you're fine. Yeah, y'all are fine. So you continue. Let me look at. Make sure I'm telling you the right thing here. Yep, that is not the right thing. You continue along the street, and eventually, kind of another block down, you see the building that was described to you by the Paladins. And it's definitely a larger building than the one you came out of. And in Dwarvish, you can actually see a very kind of nonchalant sign on the front that says water treatment in Dwarvish. And like, okay, you see, another kind of guard. You kind of wait for him to pass, and you go a few more blocks down. Looks clear. Go across the street, and you are now at the entrance of this kind of. It's like when you. The building is designed to look not like a facility. It's designed to. Sorry, I got IMs going off. Let me close that. It's designed to blend in and match the architecture of around it, so you can't really tell that this is like a facility as opposed to just another pretty building in the line. But it's got this kind of short double door to it. Of course, y'all are short anyway, so it definitely not going to be any problem for either one of you. But these thick, heavy stone double doors, as you walk up, kind of look both ways. Doesn't seem to be guarded currently.
No guards or friendlies in sight.
Several in sight, but you are able to kind of avoid them. Nothing in front of the door.
Is the building connected to other buildings, or is it just?
It is a standalone structure. There are other buildings nearby and across the street and stuff, but this one is just. It's large, but it is a single, almost mostly square building.
How many floors?
It is 2 stories.
Okay, windows?
No windows. At least not from the front.
So we're gonna look for a back door or try to go in the front?
Yeah, I mean, I'd want to kind of circle the building and see what we're getting into.
Yep.
Okay. Kind of circle around the building, peek around. Alley looks clear. Make your way down the alley. No windows and doors on this side. You go kind of left from the front door. Kind of continue down the alley. Circle, peek around the back. There does seem to be a window up on one corner, and on the opposite corner is a small, service door of some kind. You can see, standing next to that door, a single void-eyed paladin. Just kind of.
Oh, so the little service door is guarded, but not the big main door. That's suspicious. So, where is the window in relation to the service door?
So, if you're facing the back of the building, this is the back wall, and y'all are kind of facing this way, the door itself is kind of down in this corner, and the window is up in this opposite corner. So they're kind of catty-corner from each other.
How high is the window?
It's in the middle of the second story, so about 15 feet.
And is this... Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, so they're close enough that that paladin could easily see the window, right?
Yes.
Okay. And there was nothing on the either side? This is the back of the building?
Yeah, this is the back of the building. You checked one side, you didn't check the other side yet.
I mean, let's go ahead and go around to the other side.
Yep.
Go around to the other side. You see one window in the center of this side, but it seems to have bars across it, also on the second story.
I can get through that.
Well, do you have anything like we're ready to look around, right?
To, like, get inside it?
Try to right? Yes, we're ready to move forward, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I, of course, want to check the 5th side of the building, so I pull out my rope and send it all the way to the top.
Okay. Hook it onto the roof, I assume.
Yep.
Okay. Climb up there.
On up.
Okay. You don't have to make any checks or anything. The roof is actually
On fire.
yeah. The roof actually has a small tilt to it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like, in fact, now that you're on the roof, you look around, you can see. In fact, now that you're on the roof, you can see kind of a lot of the rest of the city. The city's pretty big, very large. You kind of, it's weird. You look off, and instead of horizon, there's like mountain wall all the way around. It's just kind of curving up, and you look up, and it curves and has an opening up at the top. Kind of a circular shape to the city with lots of intertwining, almost grid-like streets with a few exceptions here and there. And most of the buildings seem to have this kind of slight peak to them. It appears that snow would be something that they're prepared for in this location. Looking around, you can see... make a perception check.
I want to be more careful up here just because... less cover from things flying above.
Do you want to check above you?
I always check above me. 18 on my perception.
Okay.
21.
Rygnerik, you can see up on the roof, one kind of like looks like a pipe coming off with like kind of a hat on top of it. And then on the other side, you see this kind of candy cane shaped stone structure. You, Slorth, directly above you looks clear, but a little like maybe 45 degrees off, you can see, my IM's going off again, my email. You can see 2 ravens kind of starting to lazily circle your way.
Like we've been spotted, or they're just maybe doing a patrol?
They aren't facing you when you look at them, but you can see they're starting to curve back around.
So they're just patrolling.
Seem to be in more of a patrol pattern than coming at you or going, look over there!
All right, I bump.
So, can you explain? So, what is the stone candy cane shaped thing?
You go over and look at it.
Well, just from this distance, what do I see?
You see a stone candy cane shaped looking thing.
With knowledge of dwarven architecture and stone cutting, can I tell easily what that is?
It appears to be some type of ventilation.
Okay. How big could a Rygnerik fit in there?
Yeah, it looks big enough for Rygnerik to fit in. Probably be a bit of a squeeze for him, but he's tiny. Can
I roll a stone cutting check to see if I know where that might lead? 24?
Stone cutting doesn't really tell you something like that.
Okay.
It's you can tell like where the stone was made, or yeah. I'd say with stone cutting you couldn't tell where it went.
So it's just like a thing kind of coming up and curving over with an opening?
It curves over, and there might be something on the bottom, but you'd have to actually go look at it.
Like how far is the bottom from the roof?
About 3 feet.
Okay. So I could like stand under it.
It's about 1 Rygnerik from the roof.
Right. Well, I will go over there, because if nothing else, standing under something makes me feel more hidey.
Yeah, I'll go too.
Okay. Y'all both kind of make your way over there. and you peek up. As soon as you stand under it, you're immediately kind of hit with a blast of hot air that seems to be continually blowing out of this. And you look up, and it looks open, except there are iron bars across the opening.
Okay.
Where did my music go? Why does the music stop?
And how big was the ventilation with the little hat on it, whatever it was?
That one's a lot it's a little tall, about 3 feet tall, but maybe around this wide, with a little hat on it. And if you go check that out, it smells really bad, like chemically. Not like a fart, but like a chemical smell.
If I could lean up.
So last question, the window that had bars on it was like glass behind bars, or just like open with bars?
It was glass with bars behind it, so the bars on the inside.
Okay.
First, I nudged at Rig so he can see the birds too, because he may not have noticed them. And then I tell him, like, let me go in past these bars. You go down to the, let's say, north, south, east, west side of the building doesn't have a guard or the front doors. Is it east, west?
Sorry, I was fixing the music. Repeat that one more time.
North, south, east, west. What side of the building doesn't have a guard or the front doors? Is it east or west?
The front doors would be on the west side, so the back door is on the north side. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Back door is on the east, front door is on the west.
Alright, I told him to go to the south, like, let me in here, go to the southwest corner of the building, and I'll get you an entrance.
Southwest was the...
Yeah, on the south side, west corner of the building, I'll get you an entrance.
Okay. What was at that corner?
Nothing.
The description. Nothing.
Nothing.
You're just gonna blow a hole in the wall, or what?
No. I am a magic dwarf.
One of those
Okay.
magical dwarves.
I will be silent, and I will be as the knight and getting you an entrance to this building.
And you want me on the ground?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, I don't want you squeezing through bars or... Last time we opened a window, they immediately knew. Oh,
Okay.
hold on. No more theater of the mind. We're actually getting some shit now.
Okay, front door. Really hard
Fire
to draw with the
department?
mouse.
Is this north is up?
Yeah, north is up. Okay, so your front door is, right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the window in the back. This is the window on the side, and this is the door with the guard.
I want him over here, then.
And then you guys are... So...
I want Rygnerik right about
Shit.
there. Stealthy as can be.
Oh, let me give you one more visual. The vent, the candy cane vent, is here, and the tiny vent is here.
Okay.
I guess I could draw a candy cane.
How close are those ravens at this point?
Just a guess, they're probably 400 feet off. You probably, just looking at their pattern, you've got maybe 30 to 45 seconds before they're facing your direction.
I mean, he's invisible, so he just stays still till they pass, then he can go get to the spot.
And how and then like another 30 45 seconds they kind of be off looking in the other direction?
You don't know what their flight pattern is.
Okay.
You just see a big raven nest in the middle, though.
Bunch of
Well,
baby
yeah, I guess-
undead ravens.
I guess I'll go ahead and just scamper down and go over to his corner.
Get your rope back.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I always pick the rope up right after I use it. Don't leave a dangly rope there.
Leave your rope dangling. Okay, so
Was that solid rope always there, Bob? I don't know, Fred.
what are y'all doing?
Who, me?
Both of y'all, what are y'all doing?
I am sneaking up through the vent, and I'm gonna Bruce Willis it. until I can get out of there or get into the area.
Okay, so you're going up through the candy cane?
Yeah.
Okay. And Rygnerik, where are you hanging out?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go over here down the wall and hang out where he wanted me to.
Okay.
And if he hasn't shown up, I'm just gonna say it now. If he hasn't shown up within 4 minutes, unless I hear something crazy, right?
Yeah.
Give him 4 minutes, and then I'm gonna start moving around.
We all know the signal.
Screaming
it's nature
loudly.
coming alive. When nature comes to life and starts fucking stuff up, my cover might be blown.
Okay. This is not to scale or anything, but there you go. There's Rygnerik.
Percent to scale.
So, okay, Slorth, so you kind of and you kind of get over the, here's your candy cane. You kind of get over the top here, and it looks like a straight drop down from there.
He's like 4 paws, beep, 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 beep,
Okay.
beep, beep, beep.
Make a strength check as your weasel.
Not acrobatics?
Actually,
It would be
acrobatics.
It'd be athletics. If the weasel has athletics, then you can use that. Otherwise, just make a strength check.
Gonna be turning into a spider soon.
And as you're climbing down, you feel this. It's not enough to knock you off or anything, but this constant hot air blowing up at you.
Okay. Well, that's a -4 to strength, so yummy, yummy.
You got little bitty arms.
But I mean, climbing though, it's not some. Okay, that's fine. I'll just roll it.
You're not climbing. These are smooth surfaces, and you are bracing.
Three.
Okay. Are you fall down the center of the pipe?
There's no way I go free falling. I would just stop holding. I can understand sliding at a pace faster than I want to slide, but I would just be like, fuck it.
You free fall.
Okay, no.
You're trying to brace, and you get a couple steps down, but you just don't have the arm strength as a weasel, and your arms kind of buckle, and you go falling down the center.
Okay. Silently.
And then the music stopped right there. There it goes. I'm gonna get a different bot because this thing sucks. Are you just gonna let yourself fall?
Options now.
Oh, I mean, you do have a couple seconds, so if there was something you wanted to do, now would be the time to do it.
How far? I mean, what do I see if I look down while I'm falling?
You see at least 20 feet down. At the very bottom, you see it looks like kind of a red glow.
Okay. I'm gonna shift into a spider.
Okay. You can go directly from animal to animal, right? You don't have to anamorph it through a human, through a dwarf, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'd be really uncomfortable momentarily.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Okay.
It'd be like a dwarf shape in the middle.
Make a dex save for me to kind of quickly grab the ledge or
Even
grab
though spiders have,
the side.
wall climbing.
Yeah, just make a dex save. You still have to, get your little micro pinchers in a fall and grab on everywhere. Plus
Wait a second, let me bring up spider. Extras. Spider. Is that a dex save?
Yes.
It's always a shame to lose a party member in such a way where they just don't work anymore.
2. D10. What the hell was that? 5.
You reach out and you're like, "Doop, doop, doop, doop." You can't, as you're falling, your little limbs keep reaching out. You can't quite get a grab on the sides. And as the ground approaches...
I'd like to point out that it says spider can climb difficult surfaces, including upside down on ceilings, without needing to make an ability check.
I know. But you are falling trying to grab something.
Yeah, but I'm not like a 100-pound dude falling. I'm like a tiny, teeny little spider that like literally weighs nothing. That's just like. Bloop.
You're a normal sized spider in the middle of
this.
Yeah,
I'm a tiny. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not a giant wolf spider.
3-foot vent that you can't reach the sides on. So your little teeny spider hits the ground, or hits stone, and takes 3 points of falling damage.
Spiders have 1 hit point, so.
So you kind of, so you take 2 points of falling damage, and you kind of poof into a dwarf.
I don't get an acrobat or a dex check to negate the fall damage, like stick the landing.
Nope.
Okay.
Spiders don't take fall damage.
This one does. He took 3 points of fall damage.
That's silly.
I could drop a spider from my ceiling and he'd be fine.
Yeah, you just crawl away.
That dynamite's about to go off in the building you're in.
Let it.
But you thankfully don't land in fire or anything. You just kind of poof, dwarf, and you kind of bonk your head on the side. And you're like, ow. And your feet kick out and actually knock a thin sheet of metal off the side of this thing. And kind of kick out into what seems to be a room. And it kind of clang, 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 makes a bit of a noise. You kind of quickly looking back and forth, it seems that a ventilation kind of goes both ways. And going one direction, you can see that kind of orange glow coming from that direction, and it appears dark from the other direction. So what do you
So I'm still in the ventilation area?
Yes.
I guess like...
Rygnerik, make a perception check. This will be hearing.
20.
You hear, kind of echoing up through the shaft, the sound of what sounds like a metal sheet hitting the ground. Kind of a... echoed up through the shaft.
I'm going to peek around the corner. Does Mr. Pally seem to have noticed?
The guard does not react, because he rolled really badly. He seems completely oblivious.
Well, then I will kind of hang out and assume he is causing his normal shenanigans. I'll have my ear like pressed against the wall, though, listening for more.
Okay. You listen for a sec. Doesn't seem to be much movement from inside the building. Slorth, what are you doing?
I guess going away from the glow.
Okay. Are you...
The glow is heat. It's not light from an opening, right?
Yeah, it's got kind of an orange flicker to it. And you can feel the warm air that's pumping through the vent. Seems to be coming from that direction.
Okay.
It's not like a current, it's just kind of like a flow of warm air.
Alright, I go towards the dark side.
Okay. You continue on, and it kind of makes a curve, and you kind of continue, and it makes another curve, and then you're met with a grate.
Meth.
You're met with meth.
Alright, the grate. What kind of grate? What are you talking about?
A metal grate that seems to be attached to the stone vent you're in.
Yeah, I'm talking like... What's it like? How big are the openings in the grate?
That big, maybe? Seems like it's just made to let a small amount of air pass through.
Or a newt, maybe?
A newt could probably fit.
Yeah.
She turned me into a newt!
Yeah, so I can fly when I shift into shit now. There's no reason to be limited to the bounds of gravity. I'll turn into a mosquito.
Sure. Able to fly out easily enough. Luckily, there doesn't seem to be a bug zapper in the vent.
That was the specific bug zapper.
down, you kind of survey the room that you flew into, and you seem to be on the ceiling, just judging by the distance you fell, probably the first floor. You're in... The room has a lot of pipes, just kind of going all directions. A lot of machinery that you can tell is, very obviously dwarvish design, but you don't know the specific function of, but just by the nature of the building, you can imagine it's some kind of water treatment thing. There seems to be a large furnace in the room as well, with a lot of pipes coming to and from it, and a lot of switches and levers on either side. And you can see the venting off the furnace seems to curve around and up, and seems to be what you went in through. It seems to be some type of sterilization happening in this room.
Okay. I'm gonna obviously there's no maps on the wall here, kind of thing yet, right? That's gonna be in another room, I'm guessing.
Doesn't appear to be in this room, no.
Okay. I'm gonna make my way for heading towards where I told him to wait.
Okay. Towards where did you tell him to wait? In that other corner?
North east corner.
Okay. Rygnerik, are you waiting by the window, or are you waiting by that other vent?
No, I was waiting by the other by the other van. Where my
Okay.
person is.
Okay.
On the
Making sure.
map.
Make sure I'm sending Slorth the right
I came
way.
over here and peeked around for a moment when there was the noise to see if the guy responded,
Okay.
and then came back.
So yeah, Slorth, you kind of sneak through. This room, just kind of... Are you still a mosquito?
Yeah.
Okay. Looking around this room itself, the purpose of this room seems to be whatever this machine is that's sterilizing the water. You kind of... the door to the next room is closed, but you're tiny, so you just kind of squeeze through the crack, move on to the next room. You enter kind of almost like a hallway, which kind of goes and then curves around the direction you're wanting. You go a little more and you see an open door to your left that appears to be an office of some kind. Continue down the hall, you kind of take a right towards Rygnerik, and you can see another opening to kind of this foyer. Looks like to be the entrance. You can see across the way the front door, and you can see like a desk there, and it looks like this is kind of the clerical front end of this building. And just kind of glancing at the door, you can see the inside of the front door. You see runes all along the door that seem to be pulsing slightly.
Did I notice any? I guess I didn't pass any windows.
No, not so far.
Okay. All right, so I can get to the corner where Rygnerik should be waiting?
Yeah. So you continue on to that room and find another room full of machinery. And this room actually has what looks like a lot of vials on the wall. And they seem to be mixing in with all these pipes that are coming in. There's actually a large kind of vat in the center of the room that with this kind of churning motion going on behind it. There's this loud hum taking over the whole room. And there's a very chemical smell as you kind of walk in. I think mosquitoes can smell. They smell blood.
Smell carbon dioxide.
Yeah. But you can see from the combination of these vats, this kind of large dome structure with a pipe leading up, you can probably assume is where Rygnerik is.
You said the walls were stone, right?
Yes. The
All right.
outer walls are stone.
I'm going to look for a safe spot to turn back into a dwarf
Okay.
on the ground so I don't have to worry about falling.
Yeah, there's plenty of ground room. You look around, there doesn't seem to be anyone in this room.
Does there seem to be a good spot along this wall where I could cast stone shape on it and open up a Rygnerik-sized hole?
Yeah, I'll say you got to kind of like move a bookshelf out of a way. Just not like a bookshelf, but just like some shelving that has some various documents and stuff on it. But it's especially you're a stocky dwarf, you're able to kind of move it to the side. and access the outer wall.
Then I, whispering unto myself, cast Stone Shape and create an opening in the wall that, we'll say, from the outside, I'll make it look like the outside shapes to look like let's say it was a flat surface before, then maybe it goes and opens up like a little vent coming off this way.
Okay.
So it does. So it looks natural based on the architecture that I've seen in little areas.
Sure.
Something similar where they wouldn't give a second guess. Like there's not like a little literal Rygnerik shaped hole for him to just
little dagger in hand.
Yeah, exactly.
This hole was made for me.
Sneaking rogue. So just something that looks natural, but it's big enough for him to get in through.
Sure, easy enough. You kind of carve your way through, make about a 3-foot diameter hole, or diameter radius. I don't know, whatever. It's big enough for Rygnerik. With kind of a natural look that unless someone was extremely familiar with that wall of the building, it looks like it's part of the city's architecture.
It's a doggy door.
Yep.
I do not fall through the hole as it appears right beside me.
Well, no, you're. Oh no, are you on the ground? Or are you on the roof?
Well, I'm on the ground.
Right? Oh, okay. I thought you were on the roof. That's fine.
With my ear against the wall.
This hole kind of appears next to you.
I will just walk through his hole. He doesn't know if I'm there or not. I walk through it anyways.
Okay.
I was like, "Are you there?"
Maybe.
Oh, my wallet. All right. So I point out in case he doesn't notice the door, the runes. So we don't take that door or shit goes bad. I made a bit of a ruckus earlier. Did Mr. Black Eyes out there happen to notice me?
Nope, he didn't seem to.
Good. I am the master of stealth. All right, let's get the documents and see what we can find, or get the maps.
Okay. Just for brevity's sake, and to kind of spare poor Dadrios and Ashling over there, no one seems to be at least in the first floor of this building. And in kind of the other corner over here, as you guys kind of investigate, you do find what looks like a more main control room. There is a massive, almost like a console, with a bunch of buttons and switches, and you can see glowing crystals along it. Looks complicated as balls. All seems to be working. But above the console specifically, you can see 3 posters of maps. The one on the far left, or I'm sorry, the one in the dead center appears to be a map of the city.
Can we, are they paper? Can we just pull them off the wall, or?
They are in a glass frame, but it seems to be paper behind that.
They're inside a Sun Chips bag. The loudest of all bags.
Is the frame magically alarmed or anything?
You can check.
I'll detect magic.
Okay. Definitely a lot of magic from within the room, especially this console in front of you. The frames themselves are not magical, or the paper.
I'll go ahead and investigate them to see if I see anything alarmy or locky or whatever.
Okay.
Oh, that's a 14.
Okay. You check it out. They don't seem to be trapped or alarmed, or you don't find any little wires that'll, when you pull it off, it'll explode in your face or anything like that. They seem to just be posters on the wall. I hate Mondays.
All right, so we said we got a map of the city. Do we got the map of the waterworks in the city?
So, you find the center map. You find looks like this. And let me zoom out for YouTube.
Must have gotten someone a commission to make you a fancy map.
Yeah, me.
Are there no labels on there? I can't find 14X.
It does not appear to be labeled. This map looks more, rather than being like a detailed, like how to get to 14X-ish street. The map seems to be primarily a complement to the map on its right and left. On the left, like it matters, you see this, and on the right you see this.
One's for the poopy water, one's for the clean water. What's that circle?
Make an intelligence check.
I mean, I'm gonna guess that one of those is the building we were in, and one of those is the building we am in.
Yeah, that's it.
Can we tell which is which just from the direction we've been traveling and everything?
Is there more than one circle on the map?
Yeah, I'll switch you back to the other one. I'm sorry, this map's supposed to have a white background. Make it easier to see.
Right, I'm guessing that this map is the one we are in.
So there's this map and this map.
Do the maps have labels on them?
No.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to draw on that. I ruined your map.
From you walking and looking around, you can tell the blue one with the circle. You are there, and you came from. Oops, that's not the right thing. You came from there.
Okay. And that one, does that look like sewer lines?
You can take a guess at that.
Well, I mean, the map itself isn't labeled like city sewage lines, city water lines.
The maps look almost decorative rather than zone
Diagnostic.
19 is, yeah. Yeah, it looks more like just kind of a decorative display.
They would have to have something actual technical in here if this is the main treatment area, right?
Maybe not in here, right? We don't know where their technicians that go out and work on the lines are. Like, they might have a separate place where they have a whole bunch of very detailed, like, here's the building that you go in to get to the access port for the whatever.
You'd have to ask the maintenance tech.
Okay. So we can
a
roll.
self-destruct button.
Yeah. Can we, based on our knowledge, on both maps, or all three maps, could you mark Boom Boom Building?
Sure. So, let me do something for you here. Let's do the one you're at. Yeah. And... me? Oops. Helps if I'm on the right page. Me? Curse you, Scuba Steve. Oh my god. Oh my god, move to the back. I hate you.
Here I go.
Well, this was a lot cooler in my head when it worked.
Are you doing overlays?
Yeah, I got one overlaid the other one, but...
You fool.
It's just... being a butthole. Oh my god. Okay, well... this can go screw itself. Let me just slap it back down real quick, because... preparation is worth nothing when it doesn't work. Of course.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, you can tell what that is, right?
Yeah.
And of course the music stopped working again.
Both my imagination and my memory are good enough to play D&D.
We'll fix it in post. Okay. So, looks like that. Your other house, place, thing is... You came from...
I really appreciate you taking the time to make these maps, because I doubt you ever woke up thinking, I bet they're going to try to sneak through the water as a octopus to stealthily retrieve people, so I should have this ready to go.
Shit.
I appreciate you, sir.
Thank you. So you came from over there. Explodey House. Also, this is why I like playing in person, because I can just draw on shit. I screw with roll 20. Explodey House is right about there-ish.
Okay. There's a refractory period. I'm not the young druid I used to be. I need a little bit of a chill before I can turn back into something.
How long of a chill? The air whispers beside you. Actually, no, I am going to pull my hood off.
Yeah, okay.
Rygnerik appears.
I probably need an hour, but I need time. I want to study these anyway. And I don't know if you want to draw up some copies for just in case.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely taking the originals, but I'll draw.
Yeah. Like I need a me copy. I don't want to write it on my hand because I'm gonna be an octopus, and that's not going to be super useful. So I'm whispering this, by the way.
Yeah, I assume.
Quietly.
I assume y'all are being quiet.
So I don't know if we want to go back and meet up with the group, or if I just want to go straight and try to do a dry run over there and see where I can get. Or while you make your way back, or I don't know if you want to go back at the same time, or I could try my dry run turning you into the goldfish, popping you in my mouth, then turning into a octopus, and going with you to see if that's feasible at least.
I mean, whatever you want to do. But it sounds like we're spending an hour sitting here while I copy these maps and you rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I reach into my little magic bag and pull out this nice kit with some papers and a pen and stuff.
I pull out my druid book, my druid encyclopedia, and start reading.
Okay, yeah, you can read while you take a short rest. I'll allow that. So, while cutting back to the other party who have been neglected this whole time, and I apologize.
I spent half an adventure on the over being shuttled away to the far realm. It's okay.
I just didn't want to be like, you drop inside, now cutting over, and just completely leave it all hanging. Dadrios, you sit while this shenanigans are going on unknown to you. You sit with your sister, and a good 20 minutes passes of you just both in silent prayer with this Ashling's music kind of really drowning out the talking of the other people and just kind of the occasional machinery noises from above you and the sounds of water flowing around you. And as you meditate, eventually all you can hear is the music. You don't hear anyone else. You just hear Ashling's quiet playing, which would be a lot more thematic if the music bot was working. I left the voice. Oh, I left the voice channel because I was inactive for too long. You're a music bot.
Stupid
Just
bot.
Play music.
Is it because we're not paying it enough? Is that
Yeah,
what
it wants me to do the premium thing, so
It functions on positive feedback, and we're just not giving it.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope when you start playing, it's like, then it starts playing.
Okay, that's a little more thematic.
Oh, okay. I'll wait for you to get back to us.
Okay. So you're sitting there with your eyes closed and concentrating, and eventually, yeah, like I said, all you can hear is this really beautiful playing from Aisling, and Aisling may be a bit of a hot mess sometimes, but especially with the time you've all spent with her, none of you can deny how good she is at singing and instrumental and entertaining, and
She did play the dulcimer medal when I was going across the bridge.
yeah,
Girl, yeah.
she definitely seems to know how to read a room and play on point. But it even seems now, and Aisling, you too, you're very confident in your craft normally, but it's almost like your fingers are suddenly kind of guiding themselves. You start playing a tune that you've never heard of or thought of before. And Dadrios, to you, the music starts sounding almost reminiscent of something from your childhood. Just a tune that there's no way she could possibly know. But you've heard this tune just kind of in your sermons and in churches before, and it's this very kind of melodic, peaceful tune. And as you're, just kind of staring at the back of your eyelids, concentrating, you see a light in front of you. And you suddenly feel like you're standing instead of sitting, though you haven't moved. And you feel kind of a hard surface under your feet, and you feel sunshine on your face. And confused, you actually open your eyes, and you're not in the basement anymore. You can still hear very faintly the music kind of in the background, but you're standing outside. You're standing outside in the city where you've woken up several times from these dreams. And you look over, and your sister is standing there next to you. And you can see her kind of looking around confused, and she looks over and she spots you. She kind of goes, Are you here too?
I think so.
She kind of does the same. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think that was gonna work, but let's see where this goes. And the two of you kind of begin looking around, and you immediately see where Dadrios, this entity has been just in your face in these previous dreams. And apparently it's been in her face too, because your eyes both kind of turn to where it's going to be. And you see it there, but it's not the normal, frightening creature normally is. It looks like blurred and kind of muted, and you can see the writhing masses of crows, but they seem like they don't have any sharp edges to them. And you look up at the sky, and you can see this net of ravens, like your sister described, and she kind of almost in unison, like you're sharing a mind almost. You both look up, and you can see bits of light through the sky, and you both kind of concentrate, and you feel like something's trying to push through, like you feel your faith trying to push through. And personally, you don't feel strong enough to draw it down, but neither does your sister, but you can feel each other too, and both of you kind of pull at the same time, and you see several of these ravens burn away in kind of a circular pattern as a beam of light comes down in front of you. And you hear a voice say, "Hello, my children." What do you do?
What's up?
Yo, what up? How you been? It's coming from the Sky Daddy or
A
whatever.
very literal, if you know visual effects, God ray coming down. Yeah, seems to be almost landing right in front of you, kind of between you and the blurred version of this creature.
Sunglasses.
With some sunglasses on.
I guess first thing that comes to mind is I don't know how much time we have.
You
or
don't.
What's happening and what do we need to do?
You don't hear a voice, but you almost feel the words. Very little time left before he gets what he's after.
What's he after? What do we need to do? What's happening? Basically.
Again,
Quick fire questions.
Instead of words, you, and just kind of by the recoil of your sister, you tell she's getting this too. You get a vision of almost in the air above the citadel, and then kind of in the main hall, and then you can see this creature that you've seen with the swirling ravens, and you can feel a fissure from the hall, and you feel the creature reach out and draw energy sources into itself, and it seems like you feel like it's been collecting more and more magic, and you know what you're seeing switches from past to present and then to future, and you see this creature rip open a space in the hall, and this long crack begins to grow and actually begins to kind of pull the hall into it. And looking through the space, you can see a snow-filled landscape with these sickly looking trees made of skin on the other side. And you see the void open larger and larger, and the creature reach out and grab at the edges using the energy it's stored up, and pulls it open, and your vision kind of pulls back again to that kind of skyward view, and you can see the fissure stretching beyond the city, pulling the city itself into this far realm, and you can see it spread further and further, pulling everything into this far realm and merging your corporeal plane into this space. And you kind of fall back into yourself, and you kind of shake that disturbing vision off, and you look back, and your sister kind of looks at you with the same kind of disturbed expression, and you feel this voice again repeat that same kind of emotional words. It almost has everything it needs to merge the realities.
Is there a way we can stop it? Is there a way we can either physically or magically fight it?
You kind of hear the words again. It can be defeated, but it is very powerful. More powerful than when it entered this realm, for it has taken the essence of many of my children and shrouds itself in a protective barrier, and you get the image of these ravens just surrounding it. It says, you must pierce the barrier or destroy the barrier before you can harm it.
Again, not knowing how much time we have, is there any like parting gift or blessing or advice you can give us while we're still in this meditative state? I know your power's not super great at the moment, but trying to use what we can.
Kind of feeling that too. You can actually see the light kind of flicker a little bit, and you kind of glance up, and you can see the crows trying to get at this light. Or I'm sorry, the ravens. And as they do, they kind of burn away, but they seem to be getting more and more at it and kind of shrinking the light more and more, taking control over again. And the creature says to you, of course the music dies. The Saraviv says to you again, he wants you most of all. And then the light kind of flickers and fades out as the crows take back over, and both you and your sister kind of snap awake.
I imagine Liz, when she realized she had the crowd, slid out her tip jar. Just
It's casual.
and kept playing.
So you stand, or you both kind of sit on your chairs facing each other, kind of blinking as I fix the audio for the umpteenth time.
I mean, Sam, if my camera dies again, I'm just going to unplug it. Because I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get a new music bot or something.
Also, I'm sorry I was muted, but I don't collect tips from poor people. That came out sounding worse than I meant it.
In fact,
You don't take from the needy.
Aisling,
You know what I mean.
You as
Dirty
Dadrios
money.
is Aisling, as Dadrios is having this experience, and you feel that your fingers kind of moving on their own. You notice both of them kind of seem to jerk awake, and that feeling that was kind of coursing through you is suddenly gone. And you kind of a sec before you kind of correct it and continue playing.
Also, I want to keep playing but stop singing and kind of like just chat with people.
Sure.
See if anybody knows anything good that maybe, the paladins didn't pay attention to.
What do you mean?
Like Sir Shmush can be, talking to the kids and, maybe the kids found some sort of, secret tunnel that they've been playing in and none of the adults were paying attention to them. That sort of
Okay.
little details.
Make an investigation check. As you kind of
She's working the crowd.
Yeah, as you kind of work the crowd.
17.
Okay. You talk to several of the kids. A few of the kids tell you some just kind of unrelated stories that they're like, oh yeah, this one time, this tree, I saw a squirrel and it went up and there was a hole in the tree. Just like a few of them just go off on tangents that aren't really helpful. A couple of the paladins kind of get what you're trying to do, and are like, the city is pretty intentionally fortified, except it's supposed to be us on the inside being unable to get in, not on the outside. But other than the tunnel, and we don't know where else the worm has gone, but other than that, there aren't a lot of secret tunnels, at least that we know of, through the city.
Okay.
I'm gonna kill the music bot. Jumping back to Rygnerik and Slorth. Oh, and then it starts again. Are y'all hearing it go in and out?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Okay. Jumping back to Rygnerik and Slorth. About an hour passes. In fact, it's been probably an hour and a half before two of your party members left, and Dadrios, you chatted for a bit, then you did this kind of meditation thing. So about roughly that much time has passed. You two, what are you doing?
In that hour, I wanted to identify, because you said it was magic coming off the control panel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking it that that's a magical item, so if I identify it, I learn its properties and how to use them.
You know, cast. Okay, that's fine.
I'm the water captain now.
Yeah, I'll say. How long does identify take to cast? Is it
A minute.
a minute? Okay. Yeah, easily enough. It is. I'm blanking on the type of magic, but yes, you are able to do that easily enough, and the controls aren't necessarily complicated. There's just a lot of them, and so a lot of it has to do with water levels and water pressure. It seems like a lot of rainwater is collected and run through this facility to kind of make up for the evaporation loss. And you learn a whole lot about water treatment than you really knew or possibly
Blood starts coming
cared
out of my eyes.
Yeah,
and
like
nose. Ah.
yeah, like you get like the whole like technical high school version of how water treatment plants work. But you feel confident that you're able to kind of control the machinery a bit from here.
Okay. Based on what I've just learned and what you know I plan to do, would there be a smart...
I have no idea what you're planning.
My plan in general is to octopus my way through the pipes to the Great Hall, get the Queen, octopus my way back down at some point. Dadrios rolled... Oh, wow, I can see your roll now. That's interesting. The campaign showed your roll.
What campaign?
It said Dadrios rolled an unarmed strike.
Oh yeah, I'm just taking her off the character sheet.
Do you see that one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
What?
Oh, you can see them on the
Alright.
character sheets. Oh yeah, I think D&D Beyond updated something.
Finally, man, they're getting ready to take some shit over now. Anyways, I'm sorry. Okay, so knowing, does it show the currents of the water, or do they naturally go in a direction? Would there be a way for me to make what I'm trying to do easier, to make like the pipes? I don't know if they're pressurized or if they're gonna like shoot me down if I try to go this way. That I can like reroute some stuff to make my path crystal clear.
So you do know, especially from identifying it, that the blue is in fact supplying water and the orange is wastewater. So if you don't want to like swim through wastewater, that might be, something to consider. As part of the machinery at the facility you're at currently, one of the things it does is builds up pressure within the water, and so you can make the pressure higher and lower to increase the flow. It doesn't really change the pressure much from this facility. It's just kind of like one big pressure machine. It's not like I can turn the pressure off for this half and on for that half.
Okay, so there's no rerouting water. Like, let's say there's a spill, I can't like reroute from here, or like if there's a leak on Main Street, I can't reroute it through here, so they can go work on the leak.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be that complicated. No.
Okay, I was just making sure. So not a whole lot I can really do.
Yeah.
From the controls.
In fact, you would even just from living in this time, you would know just the fact that this place has running water is considered pretty technologically advanced.
Yeah. Okay. So
you do also, I would say you could also glean that the map you see there are the like primary water lines. So these are your big water distributors, and then smaller piping probably goes off from them.
Okay. So yeah. Other than relaxing for that hour, I'm studying the map and discussing with Rygnerik the best, most direct path, least amount of turns, amount of chances to screw up, to get where I want to go. If I had to guess, just to ruin your map,
You can draw on it. It's fine.
I would say from the Great Hall. If I was to follow, go this way, I only hit one corner, go and keep going this way until I hit a straight wall without a corner. And then I know...
You gotta unclick to see it.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah. Then I know if I go that way, I get to us, or I get to the rest of the team. if I go this way, I get to the where we are now. So I think that, knowing that, I can at least say those are my best routes to go to get from there to here and back.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out how you would get into the water main from the other place. Like, if there is a... I mean, even just looking at these pipes, is there an obvious way that we could insert something into the water mains without water gushing out at us?
You can see...
Well, this is clean water, so this goes to, like, sinks and stuff, right?
Yes. Well,
yeah.
you assume so, yeah.
Yeah. Octopuses are really squishy.
They'll just shove you in the sink.
Yeah. Don't flush me down the toilet, just put me in the sink, or...
Don't
Well,
accidentally...
I mean, we'd have to, like, take the little aerator off the end of the faucet and then shove you up there.
Yeah, I'm a big boy, I can climb myself in there.
Don't turn on the garbage disposal.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
So yeah. Pretty confident, at least in that path that I put. So yeah, what I'd like to do after the hour's up is...
I have an important question.
Ask away.
If Slorth hit a garbage disposal, after he got chopped up, would those pieces turn back into dwarf flesh, or can we make takoyaki?
He would turn back into a dwarf as soon as he died.
If you want takoyaki, I can summon some squid for you, or some octopus. You just want to
Okay,
consume
that's all I needed to know. Go on, go back.
I just want to know what happens if you turn into a dwarf inside a garbage disposal that's running. Like,
oh God,
this
same thing
blow
that happens
up?
to everyone else. So for the dry run, after the hour's up and he's gotten the copies sealed and put away, not that it matters, he's going to be polymorphed, this stuff will absorb within him. I want to turn him into a goldfish, or let's say a minnow, something teeny weeny. Go up to, I guess, is there a washroom in here? Something with a pipe I could get into?
Yeah.
Clean water?
Yeah, there's like a washroom facility. You'll notice, in fact, you'll be able to see this from there. It's not like a modern sink. It's have you seen those like really fancy sinks where it's just like an open spout and water just kind of flows out of it?
Yeah.
It's more like that.
Yeah.
Like you just kind of open a valve and water flows down this little path and then into a bowl that kind of
That's even more perfect.
Yeah.
Well,
there's not like a filter.
How are you going to turn the sink off after you go in it?
I don't need to. But I'm an octopus. I could always just grab the thing and whoop behind me.
Okay. I just don't want us wasting water. That is not environmentally sound.
That's the biggest sin of all.
Yes, we saved the planet, but we did waste water doing so.
We have a 30-minute argument about the ramifications of wasting water. So if that's even better, that means I can get in there. Yeah, turn him into a minnow, pop him in the craw, then turn me into an octopus while I'm at the sink. And
so you're going to polymorph him, put him in your mouth, and then polymorph you?
Yes.
He's gonna pop out when you polymorph.
Okay. I'm gonna polymorph him as a minnow in the water bowl. Then I'm gonna turn into an octopus, put him in my mouth,
okay,
and then go about my business.
Do you want to stone shape the door back closed before we do all this?
I'm just going to allow this because it's easier than trying to figure all the reasons it won't work.
Should. I mean, it's not breaking concentration because wild shape isn't concentration.
Yeah, let's just go with it. I don't even want to go down this path. Let's just go with it.
All right, buddy.
Don't
you may want to resist this, but let it happen. Whoop!
Now
I
won't
want to
be-
resist it. I'm freaking out about being stuck inside his mouth.
Your minnow instincts kick in as you're being eaten.
Right.
Stop it! Stop fighting! Stop fighting!
Real quick, how long does polymorph last?
An hour.
An hour.
So you just have to make it there and back in an hour, or at least then.
Well, I'm taking him back to y'all.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to touch bases with y'all, maybe get a rest so I got my full loadout ready to go for in case shit goes bad tomorrow. Because I'm running... I got some tricks up my sleeve, but not as many as I'd like. So yeah, unless there's any other things to consider, open valve, or polymorph, bull, wild shape, snatch in mouth, and begin wriggling my way.
Okay, you're going the freshwater piping?
Yeah, up the freshwater pipe, not the crapper.
Okay, and you're heading back to the other place? To
the starting place, the Paladin hide zone.
Okay. Make a survival check for me.
I was hoping you'd have that as my frame of reference. Let me just double check that for some reason Octopus doesn't get bonuses to survival. Underwater camouflage, bonus on dexterity stealth checks. I can hold my breath.
These pipes, the main pipe is probably this big. So yeah, as an octopus, no problem. But you don't feel like a human or other creature could crawl through.
Yeah, that's why I picked octopus.
Yeah, just for your reference.
Yeah. So yeah, survival check. Yeah, +8. Got that. My rolls are going to start turning around, guys. Not bad, worse.
14? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll say, especially since it'd be a little different if you hadn't had a chance to study a map for an hour first, but you kind of eyeball which pipes go where ahead of time and kind of can mentally gauge that, what it would look like on the inside. You're able to navigate without too much issue heading back. I don't know why I'm bothering, but
I want to break concentration of polymorph before I remove him, so the octopus explodes into 2 people when we get back in the room. Just
so
Are you trying to make Ashling cry again? That would be terrifying.
I need.
I was joking. I'm not really doing that, by the way.
Go ahead and make a dexterity save for me, Slorth.
Okay. At what point am I doing this?
As your octopus. This is going to be... you know where to go. You're in flowing water with a pretty good, pressurized flowing water. So you got a pretty good current pushing you around. You're able to kind of steer, but this is your ability to stop and pop out when you think you're there.
Okay. I mean, I do got a good swim speed. But
okay, just... You're not going to get murdered, I just so we can kind of see how...
If I take 1 point of damage, this is getting real fucked up real quick, is all I'm saying.
You have 3 hit points.
Does my octopus have 3? Oh, big beefy boy.
Yeah.
Alright, sorry. So
points.
dexterity is +2 as an octopus. Now's where my rolls start turning around, guys. Just watch. Yahtzee.
Okay. Ashling and Dadrios, make a perception check for me.
Hang on.
How did you roll 2DF? What are you doing?
Hold on, after I actually roll. Okay, so 23. So I went to click on advanced dice roller and I stopped short on I clicked fudge and it just did whatever. Yeah. But so yeah, 23.
Okay. Ashling?
My computer's asleep. Sorry. 15.
Okay. Dadrios, you hear this. From somewhere kind of above you, you hear a plink. Psh. Slorth, you can swim and you're able to navigate, especially with the flow, pretty easily. Against the flow would be a lot more difficult, but you're going with it, thankfully. And you're getting up on where you're pretty sure you're there, judging just by kind of the main pipes that have branched off and you've counted on the way. And you start to see a bunch of little pipes branching off, and you're like, all right, it's going to be one of these. And you kind of dart down the other one, and you're going, and you notice that this flow suddenly kind of slows down dramatically, and you kind of go forward a little bit, and all of a sudden it's like there's a wall in front of you, like the end of the pipe. And you kind of like, whoop, you kind of suction cup the wall and manage to kind of break open the wall, it feels like, at the last minute, and kind of out with water spraying out behind you.
So, where am I now as an octopus on the ground?
Glancing around, you seem to be in another kind of washroom, and busting through the door as an octopus, you seem to have broken the valve that shuts the water off. So it's just kind of flowing in now.
Rygnerik's going to be so mad.
And a few seconds later, it kind of overflows the sink. The little bowl that's meant to drain slowly starts to kind of drip onto the floor.
Does Dadrios come in?
It's up to him.
So I heard it from upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume the worst and be ready, but gonna look cautiously to what that sound was.
Okay. Aisling, you see Dadrios and his sister follows. Yeah.
I'm sure that's fine. I just keep minding my business.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of follow the sound of running water and now splashing water onto a floor. Kind of out through the little basement you're in, up and kind of like almost down a little hallway, and you open a door to a room, and you see this kind of washroom with a little broken valve pouring water into a bowl that's overflowing with an octopus sitting in it.
I want to be really clear in how I paint this picture.
Go for it.
The octopus looks back, sees them, and inks everywhere, and then spits out a minnow, and then they both turn back into people.
I love it.
So yeah, we're a little inky.
I look back at my sister like, hey, this is normal for them. It's fine.
She's just like yeah, she busts in, like, hand on her sword, looks super confused, and then both of y'all kind of and pop out, and she's like, oh. Oh,
Can I mold
you're
earth
back.
to solidify that break in the valve?
Yeah, the walls are stone. If you want, you can kind of over it.
Yeah, kind of just reinforce cover over it.
Okay.
Flex seal, the usual stuff.
Yeah, you make a little stone plug, kind of.
Yeah, and I drink the water so it doesn't go to waste.
Okay.
You did do it on the clean water pipe.
Yeah.
It's a little black now in it though from the ink.
So I look at Rygnerik. I'm like, so how was it?
That was horrifying and terrible. If you ever try to do that to me again, I will figure out how to pull out a dagger as a minnow and stab you from the inside.
Okay, but you survived, so I should be able to get Her Highness out here. Hopefully.
If she's high, it would probably be easier for her, yes. So, would you be able to... Going from... like there to here, you were going with the water, right? The water was kind of pumping away from where we were. If you're going up there, I mean, you'd be kind of going against the flow, going back.
Well, I mean, not to get too technical about it, but there's probably not a lot of flowing water, and if there's not flowing water, then there's not really moving water inside the pipes. I mean, yeah, there'd be pressure built up, but I mean, nothing's
That-
moving through the pipes unless something's open.
That's fairly true. Yes, without some faucets being open somewhere, there's no.
But I mean,
Motion.
even if I'm not, I'm an octopus. I've got suckers on all my tentacles. I can literally use all 8 of my legs to swim my 30 feet movement.
Also,
I
he did study that machine, so he's like a licensed plumber now.
Yeah, like I should probably get like a skill, like a useless dwarven waterworks skill that I can use my double my proficiency bonus for checks.
You have a pretty good idea of how the system works now, yeah.
I just got a fallback job if this place ever opens up again.
Yeah. You're gonna retire, be a plumber. Ashlyn's gonna go back to that hotel.
Yeah. It's like the saddest epilogue ever. Well, except for her. Hers is pretty awesome.
What's
Alright,
the plan?
so-
You're just gonna go up there by yourself, try to grab her, come back.
Well, I can't bring anyone with me because they wouldn't be able to... I can't polymorph 2 people at the same time. So you'd either have to be able to polymorph yourself or wild shape yourself. I could bring someone with me up there. I just don't know how they're going to get out at that point.
Well, Frankie, could you just scry him as he does this so we know if it goes horribly wrong?
For about 10 minutes.
Okay, first and foremost, do y'all update us on what happened in the dream?
I'll tell you what happened. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and tell you what happened.
We tell y'all about the Boom Boom Room. We show you on the map where it is. I asked the Paladins if there's supposed to be explosives in this room or if this is a unnatural place for explosives to be.
Dadrios' sister is like, oh yeah, that's I forgot about that place. It's a it's for mining.
Boss killing
It's-
chamber?
Yeah. That's a mining equipment building. There should be things like
15 barrels of explosives.
pickaxes, mine carts, things of that nature. And yeah, I think there is some blasting powder upstairs.
There's like 15 big barrels.
I mean, that is where we keep it. So yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah.
Was it usually magically alarmed? Do you know?
I never checked. Maybe?
We mentioned that the window and possibly the doors.
Do you know if it was guarded before, or was that something that whoever this was kind of added?
Well, it was staffed before, and paladins, our sect do keep order within the city. I don't believe there was like a designated guard for it, but crime is not too much of an issue here.
Okay. Are there any other random places that would be possibly full of useful supplies you haven't thought of?
I think murder has been on the rise as of late.
Well, we've been mostly concentrating on like food stores and things of that nature. All the obvious armories and places with weapons or magical artifacts have been cleaned out. I didn't even think to look at the mining hold. There's probably in the farming district a few fertilizer stores.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
The big worm was able to put a tiny opening in comparison to the whole size of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not to discredit the other possible uses for 15 barrels of explosives, but if we set the explosives, like if they shared with the dream and she said that they needed to break down this web, if we centered the explosives on that opening and blew them, that might create a crack or split this thing open, Simpsons movie style. Just break the bad boy open and give us a chance, maybe at confronting him more on our terms than on his terms.
I have to pee too, so let's take a quick break and we'll reconvene.
Same.
On that.
I'm back.
Okay. Yeah, that's all of us. Okay, continue. I will say, as a point of clarification, Slorth and Dadrios could explain this to you. The shell that he was told to crack seemed to be the ravens surrounding the entity itself, not the barrier around the city. Just so you don't, go off completely wasting your time and resources.
But we haven't seen the entity, right?
Only in dreams. Y'all have seen it that one time when you shared a dream with Dadrios.
So that means somewhere probably in the Great Hall is a dude with a swarm of ravens around him?
That's the vibe you get, yeah.
Okay.
Well, so we scryed the lady in the Great Hall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Were there like people around her at all or anything?
The thing with scry is you can mostly just kind of see that one person. You can
10
see,
feet around him.
Yeah, you can see a little bit around them, but you can't really survey the room where that person is. You just saw, or whoever scried, Slorth, I think, or Mercia, or whoever thought. Yeah, you just saw her chained to the pillar.
I ask Frankie, do you have a reliable way for yourself to transform into an octopus?
Let me check Frankie's sheet.
Because if you do, I could take you with me up there in case that way I'm going with the partner, and you could have your own means of following to get back once we get the queen. And maybe,
Well, if this Excel spreadsheet ever opens, I'll be sure to answer that question.
I guess while we're waiting on that, Slorth, I'm gonna ask, while you go up there, I know you can't bring back more than one person, but if you could at least check on my dad, you can't miss him. He's a big burly dude with a beard, he's got sleeve tattoos with Seraph symbols on the back of his hand. You can't miss him.
Seems kind of culty.
Just these huge sleeves, big burly arms, big beard. Can't miss him.
Frankie does says, yes, I can polymorph, but only myself.
Okay. So if I brought you there and I polymorphed you there, then you could polymorph yourself back and follow me through the ducts. That way, at least I wouldn't be going alone, and if something happens and we needed an evac or something, you could get us out of there. Or...
No, I could polymorph myself a couple times.
Okay.
If you wanted to polymorph someone else, I don't know how many times you can cast it. I can do it. All
right, hold on. I'm measuring dicks now.
She can cast polymorph 3 times, but only on herself.
I can cast it 3 times, or 3 times on anyone.
Although she goes with you, we have no idea no people here that can scry or anything to see what's going on with you.
That's true.
Do you have a way to send a message back to us?
I mean, if there were critters running around this place, I could send you some critters.
Yeah, send us
but there's no real critters around here.
Send us a rat.
I could skywrite, but I feel like that message might be seen.
Well, so you can polymorph anything, right?
Anyone.
Okay. So I was gonna say, my idea was you polymorph Panda to go with you, and then he can communicate with me, and then I can just unsummon him. He doesn't have to come back with y'all.
Okay.
That works.
That's a good plan.
Good idea.
Glad I thought of it.
Oh
god, that freaking dire wolf. There to check up on us. Ugh.
Francine lets you know she can communicate telepathically, but only to someone she can see within 60 feet.
Cool.
Panda's a mile, I believe.
Does she have any way to turn? So what is your plan once you get in there? You're gonna pop out of the sink.
Yeah, pop out of the sink, turn into something stealthy, and making my way to queen lady. I'm sure I've heard her name 300 times, but I never remember it. Get my way to her. If she needs a little bit of healing, give her the healing. Then tell her I got a plan to get us back. It's worked before. It's a little weird. Hope you're not into vor. Or maybe you should be into it.
Okay. Wait, what is your plan assuming that there is an enemy, 5 feet from her?
Oh. Fuck them up. Stealth around them, distraction, misdirection, make nature eat them, teleport around them, create a wall of thorns to attack them. Oh, let's see, awaken a tree to attack him, polymorph him into a newt, stone shape him into a prison, melt into stone for 8 hours and make him think that I'm gone. Oh, conjure a bunch of apes to beat the shit out of him.
So you're gonna conjure some apes, have them distract him while you grab her and run, right?
I could do that too. I'm just saying, I'm very resourceful for when shit goes bad. Not to say that I can't get one-shotted for going off on my own in a campaign. It's always possible. But I've got a solid loadout, especially if Panda goes with me. Although he's not as stealthy afterwards, but he can stay as a newt in my mouth, I guess, for a while.
Or just on the ground.
Yeah, it's flopping around. No reason he couldn't still contact with you, I guess, while he's not like that. I could always just... Okay. Normal circumstances, if Panda... I could weaponize Newt Panda that has 1 hit point, throw him at somebody, the force of the throw that hits him, does 1 hit point damage, and bam, polar bear on the guy, grab her, and go. See, I'm
Okay.
firing on all synapses here, man.
I'm changing the channel name to Weaponize Newt.
Just as long as you have a plan.
Okay, yeah. Plan is to get in there unseen and get out with the queen.
I'm going to very reluctantly take my cloak off and hand it to you and say,
I was just about to ask that.
I expect it back with time left on the meter.
Is it timed or?
You can use it for 2 hours. And then with 12 hours of non-use, it recharges an hour.
Fancy.
And you do have to attune that, so be aware.
Oh, but that just takes a night, right?
Short
Or like-
rest.
Short rest.
Yeah. Oh, I wanted to get a nap in before, or a sleep in before
Just
we
so
go.
you don't get there and try to slap it on real quick and be like, ah, crap!
Shazam!
Oh!
And I am also going to...
Yeah, that's partly why I handed it to you now and not, after we all slept and everything.
Yeah, so that's my plan. I think y'all should maybe figure out another fun plan to do, maybe with explosives or with the worm or something, either to get these people out of here or I don't know.
So,
But-
based on what y'all told us, and I'm also kind of reconfirming, near the explosion boom boom room, there was only one Mr. Friendly in that general area. And there was another one closer to the other water place.
There's also always a bunch of birds
Yeah.
flying above head.
Right.
Yeah, the one by the water place was just a paladin, right?
There's a paladin guarding the back door. You do
And
know,
there was one with the rotating head.
from talking with the other paladins and your sister and stuff, you do know that they all patrol. So they're all in different places randomly. It's
I mean,
not just like when the guy is always there.
So we could have a whole lot, come down on us if we stayed in one place fighting for a while.
Possibly.
But yeah.
I don't know, so what does make sense for the rest of us to do? Do we just wait?
Well, I mean,
Ready
even if we do get the queen back here, that's not the end of the game. We still need either I make this trip a few times, even though it's going to be a lot harder when they see the queen's gone, to try to get the dad back and whoever else's are back, or I'm sure there's going to be plenty of intel, or the boss may just be waiting at the faucet for me and strangle me to death.
Yeah, but she's like powering something, maybe the big sphere or something, right? Like they're draining energy from her for whatever.
Yeah, I'll try to get as much intel as I can, but we still need to get these people to safety and figure out a way to break through the net of ravens that surround this guy.
But I think getting her back is the first step, because she will know more about what is going on probably anyways.
And if anyone could descend an army of people upon this place, it'd be her. If she could get a bunch of silver-clad fancy lads over here to drop some spears. Or feed the worm, at least. So getting her is good. I'm going to come back. When I wake up, I'll have good berries so I can give 10 people good nourishment. A couple of times. We don't have to eat any of our woodland friends. Sorry, I'm not... I'm also just looking at my spells to see what else I could have in a bag of tricks. And I've also got one more. My super secret bag of trick. I've just been waiting for an opportunity.
Actually, do you have anything attuned right now?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, my staff of the woodlands. And I guess my half plate, I don't know if I had to attune my my armor.
I don't...
Yeah, it doesn't have any other effects other than the armor, so probably just don it.
Let me check.
Yeah, it doesn't have a tune and a tune button.
Yeah, it doesn't take attunement, which...
Okay. I will also hand you the Amulet of Proof against detection and location.
Okay.
Which makes you... Right. You can't be targeted by divination magic.
Okay.
Which includes things like true seeing, if it's magic. So
can I add those to my character?
Yeah, if he's given them to you.
Well, and I wouldn't say giving, I'd say loaning.
Loaning them
I'd
to
touch
you.
a tree and teleport out of there. Deuces. And then it was the Cloak of...
Invisibility.
Yeah, it's just a standard item. You should be able to add it.
There almost needs to be a button to, like, pass a piece of equipment to another character.
That's not a bad idea, because
seems like they're working towards it.
Players swap equipment all the time, and you already are linked in a campaign.
Yeah. Towards then we'd start making, like, random items. Sack of poop. Move to other character.
I mean, you did get reverse pickpocketed a Babel Stone.
Which I have. Stored safely. Alright, so I got 3 items attuned to me. Ashling Perception. Alright.
So what's the plan, guys?
I'm going to be resting, thinking about my spells, looking at the maps, looking for, oh shit, area blocked routes to take in case things go bad.
Okay.
I'm going to be... I don't want to risk sending my fake raven or my wizard's familiar raven out to go plot. I just, based on my memory, I also want to take the maps and plot the trees where I saw them over them.
Sure. You saw... Wow, that is not at all visible. Let's try this.
Okay, so are we at the point where we're just like resting, waiting for the next day?
Totally up to y'all. It's probably evening at this point in time. Say those are some of the trees you know along your way.
How about up to the Grand Hall? Or that's what I saw. You're right.
Yeah.
Just, is there anything that Dadrios could tell Slorth about plant life near the Grand Hall or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I get the Paladins here and say, hey, could you do me a favor? Mark the trees you can see between here and the Grand Hall. It would be super helpful.
So you bust out a map. I'll say you kind of lay out the map and kind of gather everyone around. You're like, okay.
Where tree?
Yeah. Who can remember what tree is where? And they all kind of like, oh yeah, I remember there's one on that corner. Oh yeah, I pass that one every day.
No, you're thinking this other tree, dummy.
Yeah, a little bit of that for sure. But
Down weeks ago.
yeah, there's definitely they kind of just litter your map with all the trees they can remember. They also, one of them at Dadrios at some point points out that this outer area, the kind of greenish brownish outer area, is all kind of agricultural land. Just so you know what that is. Y'all can continue while I do this. I'm just...
Yeah, I'm focused on the trees. That's kind of important for me.
Trees.
Now, this is just me eyeballing it. Would you say I shouldn't have any trouble making a 5-foot line between the trees? Or 500 feet. I'm sorry, 500 feet from tree to tree. I should be able to go 500 feet, hit a tree, 500 feet, hit another tree, another tree, another tree, another tree, in multiple directions to get to the hall, right? And back.
I mean, you're looking at his scale there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just eyeballing it. I don't.
In some places, yes. In some places, no. Just kind of depending.
Well, but I mean, like, the two trees outside of the hall and the two trees directly below them, are those within 500 or outside 500?
That's...
Because if not, then the one diagonal and left to the one on the left side of the Great Hall should be within 500. Then I could corner that one over.
I mean, it looks like the ones right below him are like right at 500.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I think they're close enough that...
They're like 490.
Because the way Tree Stride works is...
Ooh, fancy.
Each 5 feet of movement is either me passing through and out or passing from 5 foot to another tree. So depending on what form I'm in, I could get a bunch of jumps in one quick swoop through the trees.
Well, I made a little movable thing and I can't freaking move it, so that's helpful. Roll 20, I really hate you sometimes. Okay, well, I can't move it, so just like your finger. I'd say the two directly south here would be like right at your max range. Like you might have to step a few feet out from it and jump into it. Yeah.
But if I went from, hold on, sorry, wrong button. If I went from this one instead to this one, then I could see this one within range, then bounce from there to here.
Yeah, you could probably make a daisy chain.
Yeah, because that's what the spell is. Basically,
yeah.
You see all the trees in your area, and you daisy chain, boom, 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 boom. In one round, you break up your 5 foot movements. You're into 5 foot movements, and that's how many trees you jump through. Yeah. So
I'll say you could probably find a path that connects them all.
Okay. I just need to know the least amount. I have another idea.
So real quick, I just screenshot it and put it in a picture editor. They're all within 500 feet of the Great Hall.
Okay.
That works. Because this
All right.
stupid thing.
Find me the fewest jumps to get from the Great Hall here. Sorry, I'm doing something else. I asked Frankie if she has the ability to tree stride.
She cannot, no.
That's kind of druid thing, I thought.
Yeah, she's not a druid.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. She might not be able to.
You're
She's
saying
like,
from
I
the
can
Great Hall
teleport.
here?
I'm sorry?
The Great Hall to here, or from the here to the Great Hall through trees?
Both. I guess from either of these 2 points at the Grand Hall to the tree closest to us. The shortest number of jumps that I could use to make that. I think I already see it with 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps.
Are you going to the left of where we are?
To the right of where we are, because I think we're...
Y'all are at the kind of half moon poop circle on the left.
Yeah, so this one is closest to us, so...
Yeah.
To the right of us, yeah. So the closest jumps between that one right there and one of the ones up there. Tree, same count. Moving the same size. 5 feet of movement, enter tree. Okay. I have another idea. This is... I hate giving up dramatic effect later for logical ideas now. In the heat of a moment, I could drop my staff on the ground and turn it into a tree, and then use that to start the chain somewhere else. So that was one of my, oh shit, I'm in the Grand Hall, I need to make a tree and deuce out of here ideas.
But then you lose your staff?
Comes with the price, but if it means that or saving the queen,
Is 4 a good amount of jumps?
that's perfect.
Cool, give me a second.
There are no trees in the Grand Hall they can fill you with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I could put a staff right in the hall, peace, and then go through it the next round. Not as cool, but tree stride through it. Yeah, peace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, bye. Anyhow, that being said, it could be used to transport at a probably slow rate, unless I shrink them, some barrels to different locations. Because I could put the tree inside Boom Boom House and move the barrels. If I could get in there without alerting the guard and quietly put the tree up, it doesn't say if it's really loud, it does kind of grow. I'm sure it makes some noise. Just as an option, put a tree in there, get the barrel. How big are these barrels?
I put a little blue line on the map.
Like a kind of a, not like a huge cast, but like a just barrel.
Okay, so I could probably shrink one, unless I had someone there to shrink it. Like Frankie can probably enlarge and reduce.
She shakes her head.
A couple of them go through. No.
How big?
In order to control the wild magics, I had to make some other sacrifices, so there's only a handful of spells I'm capable of.
Hey, you turned a dude into stone, so don't feel bad about it.
So how tall did you, or how big did you say the barrels were?
Like maybe 3 feet across and 4 feet tall-ish. They're big, but they're not like the huge, wine storage barrels.
That was just as a fluttering thought that I could use that tree and those barrels to move them, but I can only really maybe get one barrel somewhere because that spell, Tree Stride, is high level, and I can only cast it a 5th level spell twice per rest. So unless I could shrink 2 barrels, shotgun them, double barrel them, go through the tree, I could maybe bring 4.
Why? So what are you thinking? Like, you just want to blow up the Great Hall?
No. I mean, not a horrible idea, but if we can get the jump, he's not expecting these barrels to be anywhere but there, if they even know what these are. So if we can put them in an advantageous place in the battle to come, or in case shit goes bad, that might be useful.
I mean,
Or just put them...
if you want to blow stuff up with them, we take Dadrios' bag of holding and empty it out, and then just pour all the stuff into it. you turn the bag of holding inside out, so just a giant pile of gunpowder.
Yeah, just combine the 2 bags of holding we have and just use an empty one.
Yeah, just a big old bag of gunpowder. Yeah, okay.
You turn it inside out, it all appears spark and die, I guess. I don't know where the plan goes from there.
Alright, so okay. I was just... It came to mind when I was thinking of ideas.
I mean, I assume if we could search the building thoroughly, we would find, like, timer, wick, detonation sort of stuff.
Oh, yeah, we can throw fireballs,
mining
though.
equipment.
I have fire spells.
Yeah. Fire sword, bye-bye! Okay, so thank you for getting a good mapping path there, Dadrios.
Okay.
So, absolute worst case scenario, I could set my staff up as I exit, like as I get into the Great Hall, and then tree stride once I get her, like, turn into an eagle and get her out of there or something.
What happened to just swimming into the hall?
Oh, no. I'm swimming in there. I'm talking alternate options for getting out. Like I said, I have multiple plans. If shit goes bad, I can't swim out. I gotta go out, another method.
Is Frankie able to just teleport out or something?
It's like, I can teleport.
What's it doing that?
Like, could you just teleport him back out? Like, how many people can you teleport? Is it a normal teleport?
We don't know if teleport even works in here. Remember the last time we tried to teleport close to here, we went to Far Realm Zone?
Yeah, we tried to teleport here and ended up in the Far Realm. But we also know, like, we could not scry into here, but you could...
it might work
in here.
I mean, I don't want to try to Misty Step yet, because that may just send me packing.
I don't know.
Just in case you're swimming through the pipes right as the big bad evil guy's taking a shitter or something.
Well, that's why I go through the clean pipes.
I think you just do it. No additional planning, I think, is going to help out until you know what's in there.
Oh, yeah. Like I said,
Take the bullet.
I got plenty of options for in case shit. So, I'm not expecting it to have no issues. But, I got options for oh shit. Worst case scenario, I just summon a bunch of fucking monkeys and turn into a bird with her and fly as fast as we can to the spot.
You're a druid, you're never alone.
Yeah. You're never alone when you're with Jesus. But yeah, I think I got the spells I want to have as my loadout loaded.
I'm gonna sing you a song before you go. And inspire you. Just in case.
Don't die and lose all of Rygnerik's stuff.
Okay.
The cloak's way too tall on me and it's like dragging on my feet behind me.
You're
And all dirty and scratched.
about the same size.
Yeah, never mind. He'd be even shorter on him.
Okay, so after all that, what are we doing?
I'm resting and loading my new spells in the morning if and when I wake up.
Okay, so you're all taking a long rest?
Well, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Reading before I go to bed.
I'm gonna pour out some more wine and milk for everybody and flirt with the paladins.
Okay.
I mean, I'm also going to spend some time reading the encyclopedia.
Okay. How long do each of you spend reading?
How much time do we actually need to sleep?
8 hours.
Remember, Megan, how much time do we need for the encyclopedia?
20 hours total.
20 hours total, okay.
You can keep track of your own time because I.
Yeah, that extra hour I got caught me up with everyone else who didn't lose time from the distraction I had from amazing playing from the bard.
And you said it's still it's late afternoon right now?
At this point in time, stupid music. I'd say it's probably 7 p.m. at this point in time after everything and discussing and back and forth and all that.
Hey. Technical difficulties, I guess. Yeah, I'll probably read an hour before I go to bed.
Okay. Marker stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll knock out another hour.
I think my camera just doesn't like it when I have another program clicked on.
What? Your camera and my music bot.
Yeah.
They're just the most finicky things.
Because it shut off when I opened up the picture editor, and then it shut off again when I opened up the picture to send it.
Picture editor may try to get access to your devices, might be why.
Well, then it just shut off when I opened up my notepad.
Oh, Notepad especially.
Yeah.
Renowned for accessing
It's gonna make one of those ASCII or whatever images of my face.
animated. Oh, that'd actually be kind of awesome.
That would be cool, actually.
Put that as your video feed, an ASCII version of you. Alright, I'm gonna start programming right now. Be right back.
Okay. Anyone doing anything else other than those reading before you take your long rest?
So,
I let everyone know, good berries in the morning. Best berries. Best berry.
Best.
see, it stinks because I've already defaulted to just shaking my head no at the camera.
Yeah.
I've gotten used to that already.
Yep.
Now I have to be no, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
This is Starfinder.
That
Give
was
me
my
Mega
problem.
Vitamin.
Yeah. Okay. It's definitely not as nice as the rest you got at the fancy hotel the other day. But you're able to sleep. The paladins take guard shifts watching, so you're all able to just rest normally. You sleep through the whole night without incident. Morning comes.
No dreams. No dreams.
No dreams.
Nice.
Morning comes about 7 a.m.-ish. Day is yours.
I gotta wonder. Do you think the evil boss we still don't have a name for is implanting these dreams personally? I wonder if he knows that we might be close to him or might be in there because he hasn't been able to fuck with our dreams. I don't know. It's hard to say. But that's things I'm curious about. If he knows just for the fact that he hasn't been able to dabble in our psyches.
So,
Is there a follow-up to that? So,
oh, no. I mean, never mind.
okay.
I was going to let you answer his question first.
Oh,
mine was more rhetorical. He can't tell me that answer.
Y'all have no idea, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I actually am going to stay up and take watch with the paladins and flirt with them, especially Dadrios' sister.
Okay.
No one sees invisible Slorth watching.
Do not be wasting hours on my cloak.
Yeah, all for Slorth.
Creepiness of all that aside.
I'm gonna tell them it seems like, kind of dreary. They could use some company.
You're talking to Astra, Dadrios' sister.
Yes.
And she kind of she knows you're flirting with her. It's pretty obvious. She kind of leans over to you and says, "Tell you what, darling. If we survive all this and the city comes back, you can buy me a drink."
I tell her that sounds like a plan. That's some good encouragement.
Then she slides over to the next paladin. So, I vow it to you. So how you doing?
I tell you what, if we survive all this, you can buy me a drink.
I also
Next one. I tell you what, if we survive all this, you can buy me a drink. Next one. I tell you what.
It's gonna be a busy night if we survive all this.
Yeah.
So many constitution checks.
Okay, yeah. Morning comes, day is yours.
Hey, Rygnerik, how long does your tactical advantage last? Is it just the next round?
Yeah, it's just the next round.
And Ashling's inspiration is 15 minutes? Or so, or 10 minutes?
I think it's until you use it. Let me double check.
I don't remember.
Although as soon as everybody wakes up, I am going to start, giving the party an inspiring speech about what great things we are doing today.
We're gonna kick today's ass.
So you can get your 12 temporary hit points. And then 10 minutes later, I give the paladins an inspiring speech
Okay.
about what great things we are doing.
10 minutes for Ashling's inspiration. Excuse me.
Mhm.
And Rygnerik's, I think it's...
I mean, the thing he was talking about for me is literally just the same. Yeah, until
Yeah.
my next round.
That's fine. I pop. How many hungry people are here?
About 15, 17-ish.
I get 2 castings of good berry in, and make 10 yummy mega vitamins,
Okay.
and pass them around to everyone.
The paladins and the adults...
I'm like, hey, what's that behind your ear? Wow, good berry.
A couple of the kids are happy, a couple of the kids look disappointed. They're like, oh. Like they expected,
Give it a taste.
more than a berry. But they
Trust me.
they all eat it. And they're like, it's okay, I guess.
If the paladins give me any flack, like give it to the kids, I'm like, look, this is gonna go away if you don't eat it. If you don't eat it, I'm gonna throw it on the ground and stomp on it. Eat.
They eat.
I could have made 50 more.
Yeah, everyone accepts your berries.
I heard that at a party once.
Say what?
I said I wish I had heard that at a party once before.
Everyone likes your berries.
There's always that one guy that brings a little plastic basket of fruit to a party, guys.
Healthy snacks for everyone.
Guys, I got carrot sticks.
Make sure you pace yourself, everyone.
Do you
Not
have
a-
berries and carrot sticks?
Not a race to get drunk.
One kid raises a hand. I like carrot sticks.
So if stuff is going down today, should we get the kids out first?
See, that means we have to deal with a worm, or watch a kid get eaten by a worm, or fight a worm. That's worrisome.
I'm gonna keep going. Kids get 12 hit points. Everyone gets 12 temporary hit points.
Everyone's lined up, and you're just, you can do it. You can do it.
Yeah, that's fine. You can spend an hour or two of the morning as y'all kind of prep, and Rygnerik goes around and kind of gives a rousing speech, personalized rousing speeches. And you, little Timmy, I know that one time you scraped your knee and got back up, and you've got that inside you. And yeah, you go around and give it everyone.
Do my temporary hit points float over into my animal forms, or am I going to have to listen to him as a squid or as an octopus?
That is a valid question.
I mean, if it doesn't matter, I'll just listen to him again as an octopus.
Do you
Make
need
him
the?
listen as an octopus, because that'd be cute.
I mean, right? The polymorph spell says you get your hit points back when you change back.
But I'm wild shaping, so
How does wild shape work the same way?
It works the same way. It's just
Similar.
you can do more stuff.
So it feels like you would get the temporary hit points back once you change back.
well, I'm trying to give more than just a 3 hit point barrier for turning back or something happening to the weasel with the 1 hit point. I can get 12 on top of that.
The temporary hit points stay with your dwarf form.
Okay, then I'll listen to him as a little octopus holding its breath by the little valve.
That's fine.
I'll give you the I'll give you the speech first while you're a dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
I'll do it again while you're a octopus.
Yeah.
Sure.
Octopus is like,
You can kind of fill the sink and sit in it while you wait.
oh no, I can.
breath for 30 minutes.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna make him do that. 10 minutes of holding your breath.
I'm like getting dizzy. Just. I'm
Don't-
not a really good in shape octopus.
Don't make me Google how long an octopus can hold their breath.
No,
it's
it's on the
in
ability
character
thing.
sheet.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. You can get your temporary octopus.
So while he's doing that, Liz is giving me, Ashling's giving me inspiration
Hers
for the
only-
immediate future.
Hers lasts 10 minutes, so yeah, she can do that too.
Yeah, right at the end.
Yeah, so
Yep.
right as you're ready to go, she'll be like, "You can do it!" And you're like, "I can do it," and you feel a little inspired.
Song of the Brave Octopus.
Yep. So what specifically is the plan that we are executing this morning?
Ah,
Hit points and stuff aside. I mean, like, who's doing what?
Plan, go get him.
yeah. I can tell you my plan, real quick, is follow the same path that I came from, except make a left at that line that I drew towards the Grand Hall.
Mhm.
And once I get there, I figure I'm gonna go this way, this way, this way, this way, and start looking for an exit over here.
Okay. You going by yourself? Anyone going with you? What?
Panda, right?
And Frankie?
Alright. Were we gonna? Because no, you needed Frankie here so she could scry on me.
No,
that's
that was the point of sending Panda.
Oh. I guess Frankie would have to, polymorph
Yeah.
herself and go if she was going.
Okay. Yeah, she can do the octopus thing too.
All right, then I use one of my castings of polymorph. Damn it! Oh, there we go. 4th level polymorph. All right.
I told Panda he's a good boy and he's not gonna like it, but you give him hugs and pets where he goes.
I look at Panda like, all right. I want to turn you into like a newt or a minnow. If I throw you at something, it's gonna explode you back into a panda, and you fuck it up. Alright. That sound cool? High five.
I guess you speak
get-
panda.
Now get over here while I turn into an octopus and listen to this guy for 10 minutes, and then put you in my mouth and crawl up this thing.
What if just one random paladin is watching this, goes, "You guys are really weird."
Hey, they can't argue results. We brought back the maps, and
Oh, no.
no one saw us.
I ain't arguing, but you guys are really weird.
What was the guy who was like, well, it was nice knowing you.
yeah, it's that guy.
Yeah, can't argue results, Bubba.
I ain't argue results, but yeah, y'all are weird. Okay. So Francine, also octopuses.
The octopi and a minnow, or in a minnow panda.
Okay. So you, Francine, and Panda are going. All right. Okay. Now you plugged up the pipe with stone shape.
I sealed it. I didn't
Amen.
plug it up. I sealed it so it wasn't like spewing out water.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. Are you gonna undo that to get back in, or what?
Well, like, would I have to undo that to get back in?
Well, you need somewhere to get in.
Well, no,
Or-
I'm saying like,
Or are you going to try to get in elsewhere? Is my question. Are you going to try to go
Is
back
there
the same
another-
way, or?
is there
yeah,
another
This is
lever
the only.
here we could have gotten it?
This is the only washroom in this facility that you know of, and that you've been informed of, I should say. And that was it. Yeah, that's.
I guess
oh,
I
it only
give
has
him.
the one sink.
I give him a clump of mud and tell him to jam this in there, so
Is-
I can break through it on the way back. But
Is
it'll
there
keep the
not
water
like
from doing.
A shut off somewhere in the pipe.
Well, I got to get back. We don't want it shut off.
We could just listen for you to knock and open it back
Splat.
up.
I'm saying I give him like a wad of mud, clay, and say jam this here. I can bust through it and get out and it'll keep the water in the meantime.
Okay. Okay, that'll work. So you kind of stone shape it and immediately starts kind of pouring water out, and you and Francine and your What, you got a minnow? You got a newt in your mouth? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. No, that's a minnow.
Minnow. Okay. You all kind of into the pipe, and then whoever wants to can take the mud and kind of behind you.
Give one last back look as an octopus and give everyone a little curl.
Yeah, she gives you a little curled back, and you've never seen an octopus look worried, but there's kind of a face. There's definitely a current at first as the water kind of spews out behind you until you feel it kind of stop and the light kind of go away as it gets clogged up with mud. You can feel a flow to the pipes, but it doesn't seem to be like you had assumed earlier. It doesn't seem like the majority of the city is using their normal water supply. So it's not like this, strong current that it might have been had the city been normal and active.
Everyone flushes at the Super Bowl halftime.
Yeah, there's still definitely some movement in the water, so you can assume that there's some kind of water flow somewhere. But it's definitely not something that you're going to have to desperately fight if you want to change direction or something like that. So give me a survival check, and I will let you do it with advantage because Francine was there with you studying the map. And y'all can kind of tap each other on the shoulder and make corrections to your path.
23.
Okay, no problem. So it takes you probably about half an hour of navigating this pipe, just because the flow is kind of weird with the way all the branches go off, and you're able to control your path, but every now and then you have to go stop and grab onto something and redirect down another pipe, and it's a little tiresome of a trip, but definitely doable. And between you and Francine kind of back and forthing with, it's this way, yeah, confirm it's that way, and were they okay, I think, kind of go this path. You feel pretty confident that you're able to make your way to the Grand Hall, and you feel, just kind of by the number of turns you've made and counted with each other, you feel that you're about, kind of up there at this point in time.
Did we have to climb uphill to get there? Did we have to go would I know if those are maybe second floor things or first floor things?
You would know from Dadrios, just general knowledge. The Grand Hall only has the one floor.
Okay.
It is just a big hall. You know there's chambers to it with a hall in the middle. Yeah.
Okay. Start looking for an outlet valve to come slithering out. Okay.
I won't make you do a whole bunch of checks. I'll just kind of go off your survival check. It's especially since you already kind of busted through one of these sinks. Kind of what the valve and the shape of the pipe and the size kind of looks like. You kind of aim for that. And eventually you come up on another one of these kind of walls in front of you. And especially since it caught you off guard the first time, you're more ready for it now. Yeah, and you kind of flow yourself out. And it kind of falls back behind you and Francine.
Aww.
Yep. So you both kind of, squid flop out into this very pretty kind of, you see what looks like a cavern wall makes up one wall of this washroom.
The whole time this is happening, I'm staring at Dadrios and going, what's Panda saying? Is he saying it's horrible? Is he saying it's terrible?
I was gonna ask Panda how he's feeling, being a newt in an octopus's mouth.
I don't like this at all.
This isn't good. I wish I had a knife to stab him with.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, you definitely feel some not struggling, but a lot of uncomfortable movement from the minnow.
He's trying to chew me. I know it. He's trying to chew me.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of moaning from Panda. You're muted, Dadrios.
He's leaning too far away.
Yeah, there you go.
He's a big brave bear.
You're big brave bear.
He's doing a great job.
Okay. I'll do my best.
All right. So we're in a room. Room's empty, or is there some void-eyed guard taking a dump?
Looking around the washroom seems to be currently empty.
Can I do a survival check to see if it appears anyone's been here recently? Or this place is pretty clean, right? There's not going to be any tracks or anything? Or...
Yeah, looking down, it is a marble floor, like a real nice marble floor, so you're not going to be able to find like footprints or anything, and it does look pretty clean. You can make an investigation check to see if you can see any kind of something that indicates someone was recently here.
That's a +0, but I'll do it.
Never know.
6.
Hard to tell.
Yeah. All right. I am still currently an octopus holding my breath.
Francine's following your lead.
I give it a minute as an octopus, like just in the water bowl after I shut the valve, so we still got some water to breathe
Yeah,
in.
y'all got a little bowl to sit in.
Yeah, just to kind of make sure that no one's a coming.
You just wait to make sure no one walks in. Yeah, you
wait. Give it a minute to make sure no one comes charging in.
You wait a couple minutes and seems quiet.
First note: how tall are the ceiling? Is the ceiling in this washroom?
Ceiling in this washroom is pretty tall, about 15, 20 feet tall.
Okay. Okay. So I want to change it to something sneaky because Dwarf Slorth ain't sneaky.
Dwarf Slorth.
Yeah, Dwarf Slorth not sneaky. So I turn back into Slorth, put the minnow in the bowl for a second. I tell Francine, hold on a second, don't change. And I want to turn into... Sorry, looking for something that can do something stupid. Oh, shit, that's not horrible.
Francine's batting at the minnow.
Well, she's gonna love this. No, not the time for giant goat.
That's subtle.
Yeah. Probably don't got flying room plus any... Okay, I'm gonna turn into a dire wolf. Okay, I'm gonna tell Francine. I'm gonna have you put the minnow in your mouth, get some water in there, and then I'm gonna turn to a dire wolf and put you in my mouth. Okay? If you could see an expression in an octopus.
Yeah, like octopuses don't have a lot of facial range, but she definitely doesn't like the plan.
It's like real quick though, like no one's expecting a direwolf. No one's expecting a direwolf that spits out a wild mage that spits out a polar bear.
Just Russian doll wild shape and bust into the room.
And then he turns into a druid and makes a tree. What's up?
I'm assuming I'm getting a lot of this from Panda, and I'm
yeah. You're getting a full play-by-play from Panda. Like he wants to. That one's gonna eat me, and the wolf is gonna eat the octopus, which is gonna eat me too. Yeah, you're getting a full play-by-play.
It's like how do you get the kid, the lemon, and the thing across the bridge or whatever?
Very very panic-sounding play-by-play.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah.
I pull some sheet music out of my pocket and I show it to the rest of the party. And I asked, so which dirge do you think is going to be the best for Slorth's funeral? We've got a real, like, a classic one.
That one paladin's like, oh, I know this one. This will be great when he gets killed.
Yeah.
Very, very somber.
Never underestimate Slorth. Needed to be something with the stealth that could also hold an octopus in its mouth.
Yeah,
octopus holding its breath.
You can do it.
Yeah, okay, so
Francine's an NPC. She has very little choice.
Francine, shrug, thumbs up. Alright, I get the minnow. Don't swallow. Get some water. Hold breath. And turn to a direwolf.
Okay. You're now a direwolf trotting around with an octopus in your mouth with a minnow in her mouth. Stealthily. That is a if there's ever a D&D phrase, that's a D.
Yeah.
Okay, you're a stealthing direwolf with an octopus in your mouth with a minnow in her mouth, ready to throw it and turn it into a polar bear.
I'm very proud of this. I just want everyone to know that. Alright, direwolf. Stealth is +6. So, should I roll stealth to start sneaking around and...
Yeah, go ahead. Make a stealth check.
I also want to try to use perception. I've never smelled her, but I've smelled her hometown before. And maybe the smell of silver. To maybe kind of track where she is.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I'm a fucking dummy. I could have just put on the hood. Anyways, we'll do it as a wolf. It's fine.
Good thing you brought that hood invisibility. Give me 2 seconds while you plan this out.
Pop out of the direwolf form. Oh, fucking hood. There. Oh, small of them.
So is like she gonna spit out the minnow and have it hit something and then polar bear? It's gonna be like a chain reaction.
Horrible chain. Like I'm gonna puke her out. She's gonna puke it out. Then she's gonna burst open. Polar bear's gonna burst open. What's gonna be really bad is if I get knocked out, and then I get unconscious. I lose consciousness on. I lose focus on polymorph. So the direwolf pops out of her mouth and explodes everybody.
Okay, sorry about that. Go ahead.
You didn't hear none of that. Direwolf changing and stealthing. Just double checking before I roll. Then it was a +6,
I think you said.
Yeah, I believe I said +6. And so it is. Alright, dice, you've been shitty all day. Go! Hey!
Okay.
I'll take it.
So you kind of... It's a heavy door on kind of a two-way hinge leading into the washroom, but it doesn't seem to latch. So it, like one of those kind of swings back and forth doors. So you're able to kind of softly headbutt it and kind of push it open and peer out into what looks like a large hallway of some kind. You can see it kind of stretching both directions as you poke your nose out into it.
Is this hallway the entire hall, or is it just a small area?
No, this seems to be some kind of side hallway you're in.
Okay, so I don't see any of the pillars yet.
No. You do see... you kind of look down one side and kind of peer around the door and look down the other side. You do see in both directions there is a void-eyed paladin just standing there.
And so there's no way around them without no easy way around them is what you're saying, right?
They do seem to be on both ends of the hallway.
Do both ends of the hallway lead into the main grand hall room?
I'm trying to decide if you know this or not.
I spent a good portion of the night talking with them about it.
I'll say you could have gotten a description of kind of the layout of the grand hall.
Also, he can ask Panda, who can ask me, and then I'll relay it back.
That too.
So.
I'm going to give you a drawing, just because you have only a description of this. Show up, yeah. So it was described to you that there is a large hallway in the middle and kind of a looping hall that goes around the outside, and there are different types of rooms quarters around it, as well as a few other hallways that lead off from it. From Dadrios' description, you know the pillars are in the main hall here.
So what is the water in the main hall then? A water fountain, or?
Yes, actually, there are fountains that line the walls on both sides. Eight pillars. Just like these if you asked him to describe the fountains, they're like these statues holding out like scepters, and it's just a little like thin bead of water coming out. You are here, and you know there's an entrance to the hall here and here, and then that's the front door.
And I see the guards where?
Guards, I'm sorry, this hallway ends right there. You got a guy right there, and another guy right there.
And what is that room that other guy's by? If they happen to tell me, or if I whisper to myself to ask
Sure.
Panda to ask Dadrios to relay the message. Although I'm not sure how. I guess I could understand the minnow talking minnow from inside the person inside my mouth. We'll go with that.
I'll say you can work it out. This is a library over here. That's what a library looks like.
That is exactly. Damn, got it in one.
Yeah.
Okay, so a couple of options. Have Panda run distraction, throw him at the guy to the north, and while the guy to the south goes that way, we slip south, get the lady, and come back. Panda does his brave work. Either way, it's 8:56, so if you want to pause us there and go with anything that someone else is doing, or I don't know if you want to how you want to do that, but I got options, and that involve sacrificing Panda, and some that involve trying to sneak.
It is up to y'all, since we are almost at the end time. I don't mind running late, but I don't know if everyone can or wants to, so I'll leave it up to the party.
I usually want to stop right around 9.
Okay, we can call it there if you want. It's 3 till. And you can kind of discuss, because you can more or less communicate through Panda, so Slorth, you can take a minute to kind of assess the situation and talk to the rest of your party and see, even in character, how you want to proceed with the situation. Excuse me.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Well, that'll give me something to plan.
Yeah, did you scheme? All right. Thank you all for showing up. Hopefully we don't have any more audio issues. And we will reconvene next week.
All right,
Okay.
Good deal.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Fun, y'all. Have a good night.